Hi, my name is Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan. I am going to discuss about the characteristics of DC compound motor. DC compound motor characteristics. The performance of a compound DC motor can be judged from its characteristics curve known as motor characteristics. There are three types of characteristics of compound DC motor: torque and armature current characteristics, second speed and armature current characteristics, third speed and torque characteristics. Torque and armature current characteristics of cumulative short shunt compound DC motor. The electrical circuit diagram of a cumulative short shunt compound motor is shown in figure. The torque and armature current characteristics. It is the curve between torque and armature current of a compound DC motor. Tau is proportional to phi into Ia, where phi is the flux and Ia is the armature current. In case of cumulative or compound motor, there are two field winding. One is shunt field winding, second one is series field winding. Therefore, the flux phi value depends on the flux produced by the series field winding and flux produced by the shunt field winding. In case of cumulative compound motor, the flux phi t is equals to phi se plus phi sh. Therefore, we can write down the torque equation like this: tau a is proportional to phi se plus phi sh multiplied by Ia. From the circuit, we can see that the current I is flowing through the series field winding. Therefore, we can say that I is equals to Ise. At this node, if we apply the Kirchhoff current law, then we can say that I is equals to Ish plus Ia, because Ish and Ia is the outgoing current at this node, while I is the entering current at this node. So, we get the current relation for this short shunt compound motor. We know that series field flux phi se is proportional to the current I, because I current is flowing through this series field winding, or we can say Ise, okay, because Ise and I are same. Shunt field flux phi sh is proportional to the shunt current Ish, and that is remain approximately constant. So, tau is proportional to I plus Ish into Ia in the terms of current. This equation has been modified, okay, after putting the value of phi se and phi sh. If we substitute the value of I in this equation, we know I is equals to Ia plus Ish. So, just substitute the value and we get tau a is proportional to, inside the bracket, Ia plus Ish plus Ish multiplied by Ia. After solving this bracket, we get tau a is proportional to Ia square plus 2 Ish Ia. Tau is the gross torque produced by the motor. So, this is the curve between armature current Ia and torque. Let us discuss the characteristics, torque and armature current characteristics of cumulative long shunt compound DC motor. The electrical circuit diagram of a cumulative long shunt compound motor is shown in figure. Here, the series field winding is connected in series with the armature circuit, while the shunt field winding is connected in parallel with the series combination of armature and series field winding. While the voltage V is applied across the series combination of series field winding and armature, as well as voltage V is applied across the shunt field winding. Torque and armature current characteristics. It is the curve between torque and armature current of the compound DC motor. Torque and armature current characteristics of cumulative long shunt compound DC motor. The electrical circuit diagram of the cumulative long shunt compound motor is shown in figure. It is the curve between torque and armature current of a compound DC motor. Tau is proportional to phi t into Ia, where phi t is equals to phi Se plus phi Sh in case of cumulative compound motor. So, we can write down this equation like this: tau A is proportional to phi Se plus phi Sh multiplied by Ia. From the circuit, we can see that I is divided at this, if we apply the Kirchhoff current law at this node, that I is equals to ISH plus ISE. As we can see here that series field winding and armature circuit is connected in series. Therefore, the value of ISE is equals to IA. Okay. So, we get the current relationship for the long shunt compound DC motor, and we can write down it: I is equals to Ia plus ISH, where Ia is equals to ISE. The series field flux phi Se is proportional to the armature current, because Ia is equals to ISE. Shunt field flux phi Sh is proportional to shunt current ISH is equals to V upon RSH. Tau A is proportional to Ia plus ISH multiplied by Ia, because we have substituted the value of phi Se and phi Sh in the current format. Just solve this bracket, we will get tau A is proportional to Ia square plus ISH Ia. Here tau A is the gross torque produced by the motor. So, this is the curve between torque and armature current. The value of torque is increased with respect to the current, while the torque is not directly dependent on the armature current only, it is also depend on the shunt field current. Therefore, we can say that in the previous case it was, this function was multiplied by 2, here it is less. So, it will shift tilt from y axis to the x axis. Therefore, this arrow is representing that this curve is shifting from here to this side. Okay. Torque and armature current characteristics of a differential short shunt compound DC motor. It is the curve between the torque and armature current of a compound motor. So, tau is proportional to phi t Ia. In case of differential compound motor, the phi t total flux is phi minus is the difference of flux produced by the series field winding and shunt field winding. So, I have written it here phi Se minus phi Sh, or it could be phi Sh minus phi Se. Okay. So, tau is proportional to, inside the bracket, phi Se minus phi Sh multiplied by Ia. Okay. The electrical circuit diagram of the differential short shunt compound motor is shown in figure. From the circuit, we can get the current relationship. So, short shunt, from circuit we can see that I current is flowing through the series field winding. Therefore, I is equals to Ise. At this node, if we apply the Kirchhoff current law, we will get that I is equals to Ish plus Ia. Okay. So, we get this complete relationship. Okay. Now, the series field flux is proportional to the current I, not the armature current. Okay. As shown in, I am sorry for this typing mistake. Okay. Or we can say ISE. Shunt field flux phi SH is proportional to the shunt current ISH. Okay. Let us substitute the value of phi SE and phi SH in this equation. We will get new equation, that is, in terms of current, tau A is proportional to inside the bracket I minus ISH multiplied by IA. We know from the circuit that I is equals to I plus IA plus ISH. Let us substitute the value of I here, we will get this equation, and ISH minus ISH, it will be cancelled out. So, tau A is proportional to IA square. So, tau A is the gross torque produced by the motor. So, in the previous case, it was plus ISH IA, and that has been removed. Therefore, the torque and armature current curve will be tilt towards the y axis, towards the I axis, or we can say armature current axis in this graph. So, it will, therefore, I have put this arrow like this. Torque and armature current characteristics of differential long shunt compound DC motor. It is the curve between the torque and armature current IA of the compound DC motor. So, tau A is proportional to phi t IA, where phi t, this is the differential compound motor. Therefore, the phi t is equals to phi SE minus phi SH, or phi SH minus phi SE. Okay. So, tau A is proportional to phi SE minus phi SH into IA. From the circuit, we can see that I is equals to IA plus ISH, where IA is equals to ISE, because series field winding and shunt and armature circuit is connected in series, while the shunt field winding is connected across the series combination of series field winding and armature circuit, while the terminals of the shunt field winding has been changed. F1 is connected to the A2 and F2 is connected to the A1 side terminal of the series field winding. Therefore, the current direction in the shunt field winding will be reversed, and the value of flux phi SH will be reversed. Therefore, I have write down this is minus phi SH. Series field flux phi SE is proportional to the armature current here, because the series field winding and armature are connected in series. Therefore, now the series field flux is proportional to the armature current. Shunt field flux phi SH is proportional to the shunt current ISH is equals to V upon RSH. Let us substitute the value of flux in terms of current. We will get torque equation, tau A is proportional to inside the bracket IA minus ISH into IA. Okay. Now, open this bracket, we will get tau A is proportional to IA square minus ISH IA. Further, the value of torque is decreasing. In the previous case, it was IA square, now it has been IA square minus ISH. Therefore, the torque and armature current curve will be tilt further from y axis to the x axis, or we can say torque axis to armature current axis in this figure. Characteristics of compound DC motor summary means, here I have tried to summarize the torque and armature current characteristics of compound DC motors. Here I have include 4 types of motor. One is short shunt cumulative compound motor, second one is long shunt cumulative compound motor, short shunt differential compound motor, and long shunt differential compound motor. Their torque and current relations are listed here. So, we can see that in the case of, if we are taking it reference cumulative short shunt motor case, torque and armature current characteristics for cumulative short shunt motor, as we are moving from here to the cumulative long shunt, the curve is tilt from torque to the armature side. Further, it is in decreasing and decreasing for the others. Okay. So, this is all about, this is the summary for all the 4 motors torque and armature current characteristics. Now, let us discuss about the speed armature current characteristics of compound DC motor. It is the curve between speed N and armature current of compound DC motor. We know that EB is proportional to N phi for a DC motor, or we can say N is proportional to EB upon phi. We know from the voltage equation that EB is equals to V minus IA inside the bracket RA plus RSE for compound motor divided by phi. Okay. Due to the small value of RA and RSE, EB is approximately equals to the applied voltage V, and that is constant. Therefore, the speed, motor speed N is proportional to 1 upon phi, and phi for the compound motor is phi t. For the cumulative compound motor, we know that phi t is equals to phi se plus phi sh, and we also know that phi se is proportional to ise and phi sh is proportional to ish. So, the characteristics of cumulative compound DC motor: at no load, ISE is very small. Series field winding flux phi se will be approximately 0. Okay. Therefore, the phi t is equals to phi se plus phi sh. We know this relation. Now, substitute the value of phi se is equals to 0 in this. So, phi t is approximately equals to the phi sh. N is proportional to 1 upon phi t, or we can say N1 is proportional to 1 upon phi sh. Motor runs at no load speed, because phi sh is the shunt field winding flux, and when we will apply the supply across this, some flux will be produced, that is phi sh. So, the speed, the motor will achieve some speed with respect to the phi sh. Therefore, the speed and armature curve is not starting from origin, it is starting some rated value. We called it no load speed. Okay. So, at full load, ISE is equals to the armature current, is very close to the armature currents. Series field winding flux is equals to phi se. So, the value of phi t will be phi se plus phi sh, and N2 is proportional to 1 upon phi se plus phi sh. Motor runs at the lower speed than no load speed, because as the value of flux will increase, the speed will decrease, because speed is inversely proportional to the flux. Therefore, note it down this point, it can be noted down that N2 is less than N1, where, so N1 is the speed at flux phi t, flux phi sh, while the N2 is the speed of a motor at the flux phi t is equals to phi se plus phi sh. The value of phi t is varying between phi sh to phi se plus phi sh. As the value of flux phi t is close but not equals to the phi sh, therefore, in case of cumulative compound DC motor, the curve, speed and armature curve remain below the or under the speed and armature curve of the DC shunt motor. Okay. the speed, this is the curve for speed and armature current for the series motor. Differential compound motor. Here we speed and armature characteristics. So, here up to here I have discussed in the previous slide. Now, at no load ISE is very small, or we can say if ISE is very small or approximately 0. So, we can say the series field, we know series field winding flux is proportional to the ISE. If the ISE is very small or 0, then phi SE is also approximately 0. Therefore, the value of phi t is equals to phi approximately phi SH. N1 is proportional to 1 upon phi t. Therefore, motor runs at no load speed, running at this. At full load, ISE is approximately equals to the armature current, and series field winding flux is equals to phi SE. Therefore, the phi t will be phi SH minus phi SE, okay, because the flux phi SE is starting increasing as the value of phi IA is increasing. Okay. So, that is why I have written it reverse like phi SH minus phi SE. Okay. So, from here we can see that N2 is proportional to 1 upon phi SH minus phi SE. Motor runs at higher speed than no load speed, because the value of resultant phi t flux phi t is decreasing. In the at no load the flux is phi SH, while in case of full load the flux is phi SH minus phi SE. Therefore, the resultant flux value is decreased. So, the speed will increase. So, in this case N2 will be greater than N1, while the value of flux total flux phi t will vary from phi SH to phi SH minus phi SE. Therefore, this curve is going upward, and we do not suggest this type of motor, because it will be the cause of non-operating or unstable conditions or non-operating conditions. Torque, speed torque characteristics of a compound DC motor. It is the curve between speed and torque of a DC compound motor. The torque is proportional to the air gap flux phi and current flowing through the armature. We know tau is proportional to phi into IA, but we are talking about the DC compound motor. Therefore, I have written phi is phi t, because here the value of flux is depends on the series field winding as well as shunt field winding. Or we can say the another relation is EB is equals to, or EB is proportional to N phi. So, N phi t for the case in the case of compound motor. We know the value of back EMF for the compound motor, V minus IA inside the bracket RA plus RSC divided by phi t. As RA and RSC is very small, so EB will be very close to the V, and that is constant. Therefore, we can say that N is inversely proportional to 1 upon inversely proportional to the flux, resultant flux of a compound DC motor. In case of cumulative compound motor, we know that phi t is equals to phi SH plus phi SE, and we also know phi SE is proportional to ISE, or phi SH or phi SE is proportional to IA, or and phi SH is proportional to ISH. Okay. At no load starting point, IA is approximately 0, means very small current is flowing. So, ISE is very small, So the series field winding flux phi s is equals to 0. So for the cumulative, phi t is equals to phi sh. Okay, and we know tau is proportional to phi t into I a. At starting I a is 0, so tau is so the torque will be very less. Okay, so this is okay, so tau will be approximately 0. At full load, ISE is equals to the IA and the flux phi SE. So the total flux will be phi t plus phi sh. As we know, tau is proportional to phi t into IA. Phi t will increase and IA is increased, so the torque is increased. Okay. So N2 is proportional to 1 upon phi sh plus phi se. Motor runs at the lower speed than the no load speed. So note, N2 is less than N1 and flux phi t is varying between phi sh to phi se plus phi sh in case of cumulative compound motor. Differential compound motor, the phi t is equals to phi sh minus phi se. So at no load, IA is equals to 0. So the value of phi t is phi sh. Tau is proportional phi t into IA. At IA is 0, so tau is 0. Okay. At full load, the IA is equals to ISE. Therefore, the phi t is equals to phi sh minus phi se. Okay. So we can see that torque is proportional to phi IA. So phi t is increasing, tau will decrease. So if the value of phi t is decreasing here, so value of phi t is decreasing. Sorry, this is decreasing. So torque will decrease and N will increase. So speed will increase. Okay. N2 is proportional to 1 upon phi sh minus phi se. So motor will run at higher speed than the no load speed. Therefore, it will go upward. Okay. And N2 will be greater than N1, where phi t is varying between phi sh to phi sh minus phi se. Thank you.